Hi there, welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Something a little bit different this week. This week I'm going to be telling you all about the Plymouth Frocktails, which I went to last weekend, which was the 7th of March. Not very good with dates, I have to make notes. But yeah, 7th of March, Saturday evening in Plymouth. Absolutely wonderful event. Lots of people all dressed up in absolutely wonderful clothing. And it's an event where people who are crafters, creators, people that make things, you know, and you get the chance to dress up in something that we've made and just have a very good time and a wonderful evening, which is what we did. Now, the event was, this particular one, the one in Plymouth, was organised by Lizzie and Angela. And now Lizzie has a shop, which is the shop Make Fabric Boutique, which is in Plymouth, and Angela has a YouTube channel called Devon Thread Tales. I will put loads of information, or as much as I can, down in the description. So I thought today I would wear the outfit that I wore to the event, which is this skirt and top. Now I did pair it with this waist cincher, which is a bought item. I don't have the skill to be able to make something like this. You know, I've had a go at a little bit of something like, you know, this type of thing, but I don't have the skill at this time. So this one is a bought item. So yeah, this is what I wore for the evening, with some lovely black tights there, and these really nice ones actually. Yeah, so this is what I had on. So I'll give it a quick whirl. Yeah, so what I'll do is I will sit down and I will tell you about Frocktails. So yes, Plymouth Frocktails, a wonderful event. Now, please excuse my voice at the moment. I've got rather a terrible throat at the moment, so if I'm a bit crackly, please do accept my apologies for a bad throat. I'm also munching on yeah, Fisherman's Friends to keep my voice going. But I will persevere and tell you about Frocktails. So, a great event, as I say, arranged by Lizzie and Angela, but from what I can make out, it's something that's done all over the world. The Frocktails, different events in different places, and I know even in the UK there are a number of different Frocktails. I know there's one in Wales, and there's one in Scotland, and I've been to the one in Plymouth, which was absolutely wonderful. A really great event. What I did is I went down on the Saturday, because it was a Saturday evening, so I drove all the way down there. It took a few hours, but it was quite a good drive really. I was quite surprised really, because normally for me heading down south in the country that way, normally it's quite busy, because it's a very much of a tourist area, that part of our country. But that Saturday was actually quite easy going really, I suppose. Got down there, found my accommodation, stopped there, got my stuff in. I wanted to do that first so I could be ready to just get there. And then I walked through Plymouth, the city centre, to find the shop and the place where we're going to have a little bit of a meet-up in the afternoon. So that those people who are going to the event, those who wanted to, could sort of meet up and have a bit of a chat with some of the other people who are going to go to the event. So first of all, I stopped off at Lizzie's shop, which is Make Fabric Boutique. It's only a small shop, and she was in a different part of the city last year when I went. So this year she's moved, and it's by, I think it's called The Box, which is a museum. And they've got a cafe in there, but literally just by that is this little shop that Lizzie's got. So it's probably no more bigger than the shop was last year, but I don't know, it's just got much more of a presence about it. So there was some very nice stuff in there, some wonderful little, you know, haberdasheries, buttons and fabrics. I did buy a tiny bit of fabric, just a little bit, just as a sort of like, almost like a little memento to say, yeah, I've been there and I was able to buy something from the shop. And then I went over, after being at the shop, to the little meet-up that we had, and did meet a few people and said hello and had a bit of a chat. and that with those folks who are going to be going. So that was nice to do that, just to have a sort of break the ice, as it were. So after that, it was then back to the my accommodation to get myself ready to get myself into the outfit that you can see I've got on at the moment. Which is a lovely outfit. So let me quickly tell you about what I'm wearing. So what I'm wearing and what I wore to the evening is New Look 6744 of that skirt, of which, if those of you who watched my videos know, I had a bit of a drama with that. And then New Look 6577, that top, of which that top went really well, which of course was the replacement for the top I was doing. But let's not mention that. So the skirt, let's have a quick look at this skirt, eh? As you can see, it's this wonderful skirt. It's got this pleating detail at the top that's got this like yoke waistband piece. It's come quite high. Of course, this cincher sort of covers over it a little bit, but I'm quite happy with the way that sits. Yeah, really nice. It really is a lovely skirt. Got a lot of swish to it, because this is a stretch velvet that I use for this. I did put a tulle lining in there, so but it hasn't sat very well, because obviously when I did this skirt, I had to take it apart and remake it completely, so it didn't end up sitting quite as well as I'd hoped. But it's there and it's fine and it works, and yeah, very nice. I do like it. I think it's wonderful. So there we go. That's the skirt. And the top, which you can see, is that, I said, the New Look 6577 is a stretch velvet. I got this blue stretch velvet, which is what I wanted. Original top didn't work out, so I found this one, made this. It's got this wonderful cowl neck. Let me just take that microphone off. There we go. And then I put this necklace on as well. You can see it's like an owl. It's meant to be. But it sits really nicely, I feel. Gave this lovely drape. Because it's again a stretch velvet, it just seemed to sit really nicely with this sort of almost electric blue colour with the sparkles on it. So that was really, really nice. And it just really felt very comfortable. I feel very comfortable. And I felt very comfortable all night in this outfit, so it was really nice. So yeah, that came together quite well. Now, the event started off at 6:30 in the evening at a place called the Corinthian, which is just by the Plymouth Hoe. So it's on the seafront. You can see out, and it's wonderful. Of course, it's getting a bit dark, but it's wonderful views. What I'll be doing is, at the very end, I shall put a whole load of pictures and photos and that, so you'll be able to see the event and stuff going on that relates to it. But I'll just tell you about it as I go through. So yeah, got there. I got there a little bit early, actually, waiting for the doors to open. And then when it did open, we're all greeted in, given a little drink. Got a bit of Prosecco, I think it was, or something like that. A nice little drink and a goodie bag. So I got a goodie bag, yay, of which I'll have a look at in due course. So that was really nice to have. So got in, found a coat hanger for my coat, because this year they had enough coat hangers. Anybody went last year know what I mean. So did that, went in, and then basically had a good evening, sat down, chatted to people, got to know people, and just generally started to just enjoy the evening. So, and that was it was brilliant. Now, during the evening, there were several, I suppose, events that went on, or a couple of things. One of them was to have a raffle, and people paid, I think it was a cash only raffle, but the money was going to a good cause. So for those people who took part in the raffle, that was brilliant. And then there were amazing prizes given out when Lizzie and Angela drew the raffle. And then we also had an amazing buffet because it was a buffet meal as well. And that was really lovely. I really piled my plate up for that one. I actually shoved loads on. I was starving hungry because I'd got up early that morning. I'd driven down. I'd stopped and had just like one sandwich on the way down. And I hadn't eaten anything since then at all. So I was really quite hungry. So yeah, I piled it up and it was absolutely wonderful. It was a really lovely food. Not to say it wasn't good food last year, but this year it just seemed to be so amazing. It was just wonderful. And the cake, wow, I do like cake. I'm a bit partial to cake, so I had a load of cake. So that was really nice. And then there was the catwalk. And mind you, I don't know, I can't remember the sequence of events. I'm not very good at doing that. I remember things of an event. I think, now, did we have the raffle first and then the catwalk, or was it afterwards? I don't remember. I just remember that these things happened. There was a catwalk. So I think what had happened is wanted to make sure that everybody who wanted to take part could, so they'd have enough time to do it. So there was an email given out a few days beforehand to say, if you want to go on the catwalk, put your details down and then they'll put you on the list for going on the catwalk. So they'd already knew who was going to be on the catwalk. So it just made it a bit easier, I suppose, for them to organise it. But then, of course, everybody got up and did their catwalk and did their stuff on that catwalk. Now, I took pictures of other people. A lot of my pictures weren't very good, so I've only got so many that are showable, really. I just didn't seem to have a very good evening with taking pictures, even though I did try to take a load. I don't know if anybody took a photo or any video of me on the catwalk, so I haven't got any of me, because obviously I couldn't film or photograph myself walking down there, but who knows. But it was amazing, it was wonderful, it was great to just have that quick strut down the catwalk and just show off what I'd made. So yes, that was really enjoyable, that was. And then we had a disco, which was to boogie on down, you know, and have a good dance. And if we wanted to, there was a quiet room area, so you could just go and sit and have a chat and talk to people and get to know somebody else and get to know other people that are there and what they'd made and how they were doing. There's also a little call it a photo booth thing, and a number of people did do that, where you could get together as a group, and it was completely free, so you just press the button, it'd take a photo, or you could do one where you could do a movement or something to show off what you'd made, or as a group, and then you get it sent to your phone or an email. So that was completely free, and that was brilliant. So yeah, did a couple of pictures of that. So all in all, absolutely wonderful event. I really enjoyed myself there, and yeah, all in all, it was a nice event. I would definitely consider going again next year. Obviously, we will have to look at what things cost and whether we're able to go and do these different things, but I managed to be able to go this year, and it would be nice to go again next year, which I feel fairly confident it'll get organised again, because it's such a wonderful and popular event. So yeah, so that was generally basically my evening at the Plymouth Frocktails. Now, afterwards, the next day, we also had a bit of a meet-up. So the next morning at a place called the Boston Tea Party, there was like a brunch thing. So if you want to sort of go and meet up and have another chat and just talk about the evening or whatever else you wanted to, and have a bit of breakfast or something, that was also available. So I did go to that as well. But before I did that, because I got up quite early again, I decided to have a quick walk along the Plymouth Hoe and have a quick look round there before I went to the brunch. And wow, the weather was a bit, I suppose, dismal, a bit misty. It was really quite misty and wet in the morning, but I did go up there and have a little bit of a walk around. It was nice, took some photos. So again, I'll include them at the end of the Plymouth Hoe, all misty and damp, as it were. But yeah, that was enjoyable, I say. And then to the brunch, had a chat with a few people, had a cuppa and a cinnamon roll. And then that was it. Then I made my way home, and that was the weekend done with, which was, yeah, I suppose, a little bit sad that I've got to go home, as it were, but reflective wise, it was a wonderful evening out. Met some wonderful people, had a lovely time, and all in all, yeah, just very enjoyable. So, as I mentioned, there was a goodie bag given out at the beginning of the event, and on here we've got a couple of stickers. One is actually says about the Plymouth Frocktails label on there, and on the other side we got Lizzie's label for Make Fabric Boutique on there. Now, I've not looked inside this, and I know there's been a couple of videos out, people showing what's in here, but I've honestly not looked in this yet. So I can't tell you what's in there until I look into it right now. Just have a quick sup. So there's seems to be quite a lot of, yeah. Okay, let's start with this stuff. So what have we got here? I've got some discounts, Sew Essentials. We've got Sew Over It. A couple of bits from when I was my details from the accommodation I stayed at. We've got a Prim Repair and Care range book. Yeah, nice little booklet there. I have to have a read through that. What else we got in here? Something else I imagine is another discount item for Printed Pattern Company. What else we got? And some more discounts cards. Rooted, So Much More, Izzy Sew Studio, which is great, isn't it? Great to have these little discount things. What we got over here? Oh, Make Fabric Boutique. This is Lizzie's, and it's, oh look, it's some earrings. Look at that, some earrings, and they look like needles, like, you know, sewing needles for earrings. Now, I've not got my ears pierced, so I wouldn't be able to wear them. But yeah, that's brilliant. I like that. That's really nice. That's from Lizzie. Then we've also got in here something from Brother, which is, I'll have to grab my glasses because I can't read that. It's a multi-function tool. So, trolley unlocker, bottle opener, ruler, Allen key, flathead screwdriver. So, and it looks a bit like a spaceman, doesn't it? You know, with his helmet on. So that's really brilliant. That's a nice, let's groovy little thing. So we've got that. Then I've got, oh, looks like it's fallen out of its pack. I've got, like, you know, those little snip things. They're brilliant, them. I like them. I've got a couple of them already. I've got a nice little pair that I use all the time. This pair here. This pair a friend gave me, which are brilliant, and they still work really well. So now I've got a couple of pairs like that, little ones. They're brilliant. What is this? Don't know what this is. I almost think that was a lipstick or something, but I doubt that it is. What is it? It's got needles in it. Look, wow, look at that. So you can put your needles in it. Yeah, hand sewing needles, and then it just twists. That's groovy. That's different. Wasn't expecting that. And it's full of needles as well. Whole range of different needles. Yeah, brilliant. I can certainly add to that. Yeah, it comes in this handy little holder. like I say, first of all, it looked like I thought was a lipstick. So there we go. Yeah, that's brilliant. I like that. That's very nice. Brilliant. What else have we got in here? I've got some, oh, fudge. Look at that, fudge. Now I know this is from Rolly's clotted cream fudge, and this one's made in the Plymouth, but I know that Rolly's have got shops across the country, because I know there's one in Weymouth that's a Rolly's. So yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Clotted cream fudge, and it is nice. I know it's very nice because they do a range of different flavours, and that's absolutely lovely. So what else have we got? We've got some Cozy Ocean Ember Intense Body Mist. Oh, look. I wonder what. Probably yeah, that's quite nice. I like that. That's very nice. Yeah. I do use body mists as well, I must admit. It was nice to have just a little ambience of something, isn't it? You know. Now there's a pen, a Brother pen, brilliant, nice little pen that we use for making notes. Also got a tape measure from the Fabric Obsession. There we go. So a little tape measure with inches and centimetres. There we go. Got a number of these little tape measures. It's always brilliant to have one hanging around because you never know. If you're like me, you'll put them down and then you go, I need a tape measure. And then you'll pick another one up from somewhere else because you never remember where you've put the last tape measure. So I've always got them dotted around all over the place. So when I'm working, doing something. So, and that is almost it, except for one item. There's a box inside here. So what is in the box? So let's have a look. And in the box, oh, it's a cup. Oh, look at that. It's a cup. Prim, happiness is handmade. Look at that, that's brilliant. That's nice. I like that. That's a nice little groovy mug. And there's in it is that? What's that? It's like a... Oh, it's a bag. There we go. A little tote bag, which is brilliant because I do have a little tote bag in my bag that I take out when I go out. I've always got at least one, if not a couple of things like this, because these are really great. If you suddenly go, I need a little bag, just take that out, and there you go. You got a little tote bag. Happiness is handmade. And that's brilliant. So that's a cup and a bag. So there we go. That's everything from the courtesy sort of little bag that we got when we went to the Frocktails. So that's brilliant. Lots of wonderful things there. Lots of amazing things. Lots of discount cards as well. So that would be really helpful, isn't it? So that's really amazing. I love that. It's just so nice, isn't it, that they've thought about a whole range of different things that are just useful for all of us that like to make our own garments and make our own things. So yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you very much to Lizzie and Angela. Now, the other thing I did get, as I said earlier, was a bit of fabric from Lizzie's shop, Make Fabric Boutique. So I think I ought to get and show you that, hadn't I? Because I bought it and I've not got it out since. So it's sat here waiting for me to have another look at it. So it's going to be crinkly because it's all wrapped up in this tissue paper, so I'll try and get it unwrapped as quick as possible. As I say, a little label on the front there, Make Fabric Boutique. And what I got was this really wonderful cotton fabric. Look at that. That's really nice, isn't it? I really like this guy. I like greens and blues and that sort of thing, so it's what I tend to go for. So I saw this in there. I thought, wow. I did look around. I looked at lots of different things and lots of different fabrics, and I was like, I don't know what I'm really like or into, what's grabbing me. But then I saw some sort of, I suppose, more simpler fabrics that were in greens and blues and stuff like that, and I just went, wow, they're nice, you know. And that's the sort of thing I like. I'd like to go for this sort of thing. So there we go. Look at that. That's a really nice looking with this little pattern on there. Now it is sort of mean that it's going to be sort of directional when I cut this out and make something with it. And my thought was, I'm going to make something fairly simple, nothing fancy or too over the top. So my thought was something like a shirt, a blouse, a top, something like that. So I got 2 meters of this, and I think that'll be enough to make a nice basic sort of top. So yeah, and it feels lovely. Wow, yeah, it's just got such a nice feel to it. It's such a lovely cotton this is. Just wow, yeah. And now this one is, it says on here, Land of Enchantment, Becca Plymouth. Is it Angels of Division? Angles of Division? Oh, I put my glasses back on, hadn't I? Feel the Difference. Artgalleryfabric.com. 100% premium cotton, and it's Okotek standard, so we know it's a really good quality of fabric. So yeah, there we go. That's what I bought from Lizzie's shop. So don't know what top exactly I'm going to make yet. I'll have to look through my patterns and see what I've got, but I am thinking, you know, a nice sort of basic top or a shirt, blouse or something like that. So yeah, so that was my little purchase as a sort of like something to remember the event by. So there you go. That was it. That was my weekend at Plymouth Frocktails. Goodie bag, bit of fabric, and a wonderful evening. So what I'll do now is I will roll some pictures, and you can see the event and what I got up to and how things were there. And it was just, like I say, it was a really nice evening. So an absolute big thank you to Lizzie and Angela for organising that, and a big thank you to everybody that came along and took part and had a really wonderful evening. And I'd just like to say, for those of you who weren't able to make it and anybody that couldn't come along to it, it was a great event, and it was a real shame for anybody that couldn't make it, but hopefully maybe they might be able to make it next year if that event takes place. I'm sure it will. So for everybody, just thank you. Thank you for a wonderful evening. So I shall leave it there and say, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to. Please do comment if you'd like to comment. I do love reading your comments and what you're thinking and what you're up to. Roll the pictures, and thank you from me. I'd just like to say thank you for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Maclaod.